Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. I hope you've had a good few weeks of trading. It's been a little while since I've been on. I took a little vacation down at the beach for a while, so enjoyed that quite a bit. Actually had a good week while I was down there at the beach, and so we had a good week of trading with NVAX. Had several good trades in on that, and just an excellent week as far as that goes. NVAX has been on a tear here lately, just anticipating the news of U.S. approvals for the FDA, and I think we're just days away. Seeing something this today on the message boards about possibly even tomorrow. So that's what we're waiting on now. How it's going to react, that's going to be interesting to see. You know, we had a red market today and it held up pretty good. So we're going to talk about all that as we look at our portfolio. But I hope you've had a good few weeks of trading while I've been away. But let's go ahead and let's take a jump over to and look at our portfolio. Okay, so here's our portfolio. As you can see here, mixed day to day, but we've been away for a couple of weeks, so we're going to look at some weekly charts here. First on our list here is Moderna. Moderna had a red day today, but again, we have this on here so we can kind of keep track of how that compares with NVAX. NVAX actually pulled out a green day after having a dip this morning, and after it pulled up, it was able to maintain that green for the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at NVAX. And we do have a little movement in the after hours, it looks like. Up $1.15 in after hours. Let's see if we've got any news on this approval. I'm not seeing any yet. So nothing major going on still, but look at the volume. We had pretty good volume. This is the way it's been for the last week or so. Let's go ahead and pull up that 5-day chart and show you what we look like here. So looks like about, maybe 8% gain in the last 5 days. But you go to a month chart and you're seeing a nice little trend here. You see we did get down to that low of 35. That was one of the, I think it was Bank of America that had a target of 35. And we actually got below that. And I actually was buying in these lower ranges here. Not the 35, but as it started to move back up, I started to buy last week. I've got a core value shares, and then I have some that I trade. And so that's what I did last week. Let's go ahead and take a look at this chart. Okay, so we do have a few weeks up there. You can see this is the area where we got down to 35 or so, down in this area here. And then we started making a nice little comeback. Had a red day yesterday, and today was a green day, trying to get some of that back. But last week was just a good week. You can see here. Had a really good week. Just kind of looking in comparison here, NVAX still, Moderna in this time frame here that we're looking at, it did outdo it, and as well as the market still. Well, the market didn't. Looks like NVAX outdid the purple line here. So, but Moderna's also been on a good comeback as well. So let's look at. Let's make sure we're looking at a 1 month chart here. Now, if you look at the 1 month chart, we are outperforming Moderna and the markets. The market's the purple here. Moderna's the blue line. So for the month, we're doing pretty good there. Actually up, looks like about 71%, which is awesome for a 1 month gain. Of course, we've been knocked way down, so it takes a lot of those to get back to where we were. And but we're heading in the right direction. Let's take a look at the 3 month. The 3 month chart as well. You can see here, looks like we're showing a 21% gain for 3 months. Where Moderna's at 9.4 and the market's down 15%. So vaccine's not a bad place to be. You can see Moderna and NVAX as far as the last 3 months go now. Let's go look at a 6 month, and you can see we're down 46%, where the other ones are down 20 something percent. Year to date, we're down 51%. 1 year, down 63%. So the further out you go, the worse we look. And then you go here. You can't see us there, but I think we're down about 5% or so for 2 year. And then 5 year. 5 year, we're way up 80%. No, 198%. And the max, let's see where we're at on the max chart. So on the max, we are still up 155%. So not a bad stock to own over the years, but this last year or two has been a little rough. So let's go back to a more recent time frame, 3 months. You can see here we are up 21%, 1 month. Very, very good gain of 71%. So we like that. We like the way we're heading in the right direction. I do like what I'm seeing in after hours too. We'll have to check the news and see, keep an eye on that news and see if something's come out about the approval. I know there was a rumor on the message board about that. So let's go back and take a look at some things here. Volume's been nice, like I said. So that's one thing you want to keep an eye on is the volume. Last week we had some good days with some good volume. But if you ever want to look at these message boards, you can just go over here to conversations and let's see, we might have some news because we are up a couple of bucks now. Let's see. I still don't see any news yet as far as the FDA. Let's take a look at the message board real quick. Sometimes that news comes out on that message board quicker than it does this Yahoo. So that's a nice little pop in after hours for sure. All right, let's see. Now, see, this is the top reactions, the way it defaults here. And what I like to go to is I like to go to the newest reaction. So we can get that to come up for us. All right, so see, there's people here thinking that approvals come through, but I'm not seeing any kind of links, and that's what I always look for. If somebody comes on here and says something, then, you know, most folks will request a link. But I think that's the whole thing is you can see here a lot of these comments are about the FDA approval. Let's see here. Here's some good news. If you can get NVAX as a booster in Ontario, Canada, that's a good deal. Here's what I've been seeing today is our article in Politico says we might get FDA EUA at the earliest by tomorrow. So that's, I think, and here's, I think this is probably the article. Yeah, something. But this is what you get. I mean, this is what you see. A lot of times on when you start seeing things happening in after hours, that's where I always like to go look at to see what's going on. Sometimes it's just people getting overly excited, and if you don't know what you're doing in after hours, and you just put in like a order to buy, and next thing you know, the thing's popping up there a couple bucks. So you got to be careful what you do in after hours because it's very could be a few number of shares out there for the price you want, and then it goes up higher than that. But I don't do a lot of trading in after hours unless there's some kind of big news going on. Then I might jump in there, and that's always dangerous because if they can drive it up there in the after hours, and next thing you know, you're trapped with some high dollar shares. So you got to be careful with that. Okay, so let's go back to our portfolio and see if we can get back to that. But good news for NVAX, it's moving up, it's heading the right direction. That's what we want to see. We've got a long ways to go, but we're holding some shares now that are very low priced, and we're trading another amount of shares, and we're buying those at these low prices still. These are still low prices, so we gotta watch it though, because uh, what's it going to do when the news comes out? Let's talk about that just 1 second here. There's always the possibility they sell the news. So the anticipation for this FDA approval has been out there for a while. It really rose in the last week or so. So it could be one of those situations where they sell the news when it actually comes out. So got to be careful there. I don't think we'll get back down to 35 or anything, but if we sell on the news, then the next catalyst is going to be the earnings call, and hopefully that's going to be some good news there to get us heading in the right direction, because that's really what we need, is to get these revenue numbers heading in the right direction. They have been shipping a lot of vaccines. It's just a matter of where those expectations are versus where they land at the end of this quarter. Okay, so that's what their estimate for the year is, 4 to 5 billion, and if they meet those 4 to 5 billion for the year's over, I think we're going to be in good shape for the end of the year. So not real concerned, but you got to make those revenue numbers. That's where we're at now. It's more about the revenue numbers than it is news. Okay, so all right, so we got some other ones here. Green for the day, close. Let's just take a look at some of these on the 5-day charts here, just kind of get an idea what they've been doing the last 5 days. That ends up a little bit. Volume, very small on the volume. So that's another biomed. So you never know what that could take off as well. You never know what with these biomeds. All right, so going back to the portfolio, we've got Bitcoin. We have it on here because of HUT. We hold HUT. It's a Bitcoin miner. We also have some Bitcoin, and it has had a pretty decent week. Last week, I think it was, it did go up a little bit, I believe. Let's take a look at the 5-day. It's down for 5 days. Let's take a look at that month chart. Yeah, it did go up a little bit, and then it's come back down to that same area. This is about where it's been trading. This 18 to, I think it's 22 is where I've seen it. 18 to 22. I actually had some sell orders out there at 23. Going to try to buy back in, on the 18, 19 level. But I took my orders down because it looked like it might go up the other day. It looked like it might head up above that. So, and I didn't want to take a chance on selling it and not having it anymore. So, HUT's been taking a beating along with Bitcoin, no doubt about that. And I don't know when these miners are going to come back. Volume's a little over normal, but you can see it had a little nice run there too. But now it's just about giving it back. So it's going to follow Bitcoin. It's going to have a similar pattern. Tilray, that's one of your cannabis stocks. They've pretty much been out of favor for a long time now. And yeah, so pretty flat really. But you can see it has a couple little pops and then it comes back down. That's what it's been doing. But that's what it does. You get a little pop at this thing. We're way below where we bought that one, so we're not even really concerned about it right now because nothing to get excited about. This is one that I do have some hope in. Eventually, this is Nikola. They do electric and hydrogen trucks and cars, mostly trucks for like deliveries and things like that. And this one was a really good high-flying stock for a while. CEO got in a bunch of trouble, caused the stock to take a tremendous hit. The volume is very low, so there's not a lot of activity. There's a big proxy push right now to allow them to increase the number of shares, and been getting that in the mail. Of course, I vote no on things like that. So, but it may do something one day, but right now it's just been kind of floundering around. with everything else in the market. So as you can see there, so 1 month we're down a little bit, but the portfolios, it's market. Everything's about the market right now. Even Novavax to some degree. Novavax was tracking the market really good last week. As far as being, it would be green if the market was green. It actually did good today, considering the market turned red at the end of the day. Really had a drop off. It was pretty flat, as you can see here, and then it dropped off. But Novavax held on to the green. Moderna did not. You can see Moderna followed the market, where Novavax held up tight. And I think that's because of this news that's out there that the approval could be as early as tomorrow. So I think that's one reason it held up. But we'll see how that goes. Let's just take a quick look one more time, see how it's holding up in after hours. Yeah, it's still trying to do some things here in after hours. Let's check that news one more time. Still not out there yet as far as the approval goes, but I like what I'm seeing in the after hours. That's nice. There it goes again. So we'll keep watching it. Keep a close eye on it throughout the night. After hours closes at 7 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock Eastern. So we'll be looking at that pretty much till 8 o'clock. But I do apologize for being away for so long. Usually it's a couple of weeks. I want to try to make a video at least every 2 weeks now that the market's kind of going the wrong direction. Maybe when things pick up and we're trading a lot more, we'd come on more often. But right now it's just kind of, we're not doing a whole lot of trading. We did a good bit last week and had a really good trades on Novavax. So I hope to do that again this week. I actually got back in on a good majority of my trading shares yesterday when it dipped. It took a good dip yesterday. Thought about getting in a little bit this morning on the dip, some more. Really missed the opportunity there, I think, but just didn't want to buy too early. So I thought maybe today we might have another red day, and so I didn't buy back in today. But still holding the ones I bought yesterday, and they're looking pretty good now, especially after hours. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow and tonight and after hours. But hopefully we have some good news in the morning, and this thing really takes off and gets back over into those 3-digit range. But I'm really thinking that we may not get as much out of this FDA approval as a lot of people are thinking. It's just my gut feeling because of the market. We got CPI data coming out tomorrow as well, and it's the expectation is, I believe, for us to have a rather high number on that. And so even though today they talked about all the commodity prices are coming down, I think oil was down about $8 or $9 a barrel today, and wheat and some of these other ones are coming down. So that's good as far as inflation goes, but it's a little too late for this week's number that's coming out. So we'll see how that does in the coming weeks. But tomorrow, I expect it to be high. Of course, that's probably why the market was doing what it's doing today. So sometimes they bake it in before the news comes out, and then it can go from there. So we'll see how it does. Hopefully we have a good day tomorrow. And if we do have a really good day tomorrow and Novavax is up pretty good, we'll probably be trading out of some of those trading shares. But we're holding the core, and we're going to hold that core for a long time because I think it's a good investment. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later and have a great rest of your week in trading. Catch up with you in a couple of weeks. Thanks. Bye.